Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you're a coin collector or even if you're just starting out, this video is for you. Today, we're diving into one of the most exciting discoveries in the world of rare coins, the 1971 no-mint mark Abraham Lincoln penny, a coin that could be worth a jaw-dropping $1 million. Yes, you heard that right. Let's get into it. Now you might be thinking, wait, 1971 pennies? I have a bunch of those. But there's one key detail that can turn this seemingly common penny into a rare treasure. As you probably know, most pennies minted in 1971 have a mint mark, a small D or S that tells us where the coin was produced. The majority of these pennies were minted in Denver or San Francisco. But here's where it gets interesting. Some rare 1971 pennies were struck without a mint mark. These coins were supposed to have been produced in Philadelphia, but somehow, they didn't get the usual P mint mark. This is a mistake, but in the world of coin collecting, mistakes are what make a coin valuable. Now, how much can this mistake be worth? Well, that depends on the condition and rarity of the coin. In fact, if you have a 1971 penny with no mint mark that's in perfect condition, you could be holding a coin worth up to $1 million. But let's break it down further. The value of a 1971 no-mint mark penny hinges on its condition. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70, with 70 being mint state or in perfect condition. The higher the grade, the more valuable the coin. Some of these 1971 no-mint mark pennies have been graded at MS 65 or higher, which could fetch thousands of dollars. However, the real jackpot is if you happen to find one that's graded MS 70. A flawless coin that could fetch up to $1 million. But finding one in this perfect condition? That's extremely rare. So, how do you spot a 1971 no-mint mark penny in your collection or at the coin shop? First, take a close look at the obverse, the front side of the coin, where Abraham Lincoln's portrait is featured. The key is to check for the absence of the mint mark, usually located right below the date. If you find a 1971 penny without any mint mark, that's your first clue. But don't stop there. Get the coin graded to determine its true value. Getting your coins professionally graded is essential. A reputable grading service like PCGS or NGC can assess the coin's condition, and this will help you understand its market value. Now, if you happen to find one of these 1971 no mint mark pennies, consider yourself lucky. And if it's in great condition, don't let it sit around in your pocket. Get it checked by a professional and you could be sitting on a small fortune. That's it for today's video. I hope you learned something new about this rare and valuable 1971 no-mint mark Lincoln penny. If you think you have one of these coins, make sure to get it checked out and let us know in the comments. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell so you don't miss out on more awesome coin discoveries. 1952 S. Abraham Lincoln penny. Let's explore why this coin is so rare and valuable, and how it could be hiding in your collection. Cut to close-up of the coin on a display table. First, let's take a step back in time. The 1952 S. Lincoln penny was minted in San Francisco, and like other pennies from the mid-20th century, it was part of the U.S. Mint's regular production to meet the nation's demand for small change. But what sets this penny apart is the S mint mark, representing the San Francisco Mint, and how a subtle error can make it worth a small fortune. Show a comparison between a normal 1952 penny and the 1952 S penny. So, what makes the 1952 S Lincoln penny so valuable? Well, while most of these pennies are worth just 1 cent in circulated condition, a very rare variety of the 1952 S penny has a unique error that drastically increases its worth. This error is called the double die reverse, meaning the reverse design of the coin, featuring the words E pluribus unum, is doubled. This mistake happens when the die used to strike the coins is misaligned or worn, causing the lettering to appear more than once. Zoom in on the doubled letters to highlight the error. While the 1952 S penny is still common, finding one with this doubled die error is incredibly rare. Only a few specimens have been discovered, and they're highly sought after by collectors who specialize in rare errors. In fact, a pristine example of a 1952 S double die reverse penny has been sold for nearly $1 million at auction. The high value comes from both its rarity and the demand among collectors who want to add this unique piece of US coinage to their collections. Now you might be wondering, how can I tell if I have a 1952 double-die penny? Well, here are a few tips to help you spot this valuable error. Look for signs of doubling, especially in the words e pluribus unum. The most noticeable feature is the additional shadowing around the letters, making them look like they're doubled up. You'll also want to check the condition of the coin. The more pristine the coin, the more valuable it is. Coins graded mint state 65 or higher by professional grading companies like PCGS or NGC can fetch hundreds of thousands, if not more, at auction. So, if you happen to have a 1952 penny lying around, take a closer look. It could be worth a small fortune. And even if it's not the rare double-die error, remember that many coins from this era still hold value, especially in good condition. If you find one of these rare error coins, getting it professionally graded is the next step. Grading can reveal its true value and potentially turn it into a $1 million treasure. 1975 No Mint Mark Abraham Lincoln Penny. You may have seen this penny in your pocket change and thought it was just a regular 1975 Lincoln penny. But what if I told you that this tiny coin could be worth up to $1 million? Stick with me, and I'll explain why this 1975 penny could make you rich. Let's start with the basics. The 1975 penny, also known as the Abraham Lincoln Memorial Penny. It features the iconic portrait of Lincoln on the obverse and the memorial building on the reverse. It was produced by the United States Mint in large quantities, as usual, but there's something about the 1975 penny that makes some of them incredibly valuable. Typically, pennies are minted in 3 locations: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. But in 1975, something unusual happened that led to the creation of one of the most valuable error coins in US history. Now, if you've ever looked closely at your coins, you'll notice a small mint mark on many of them, a D for Denver, or an S for San Francisco. However, in 1975, some pennies were released without a mint mark at all. But here's where it gets interesting. While most 1975 pennies were struck in Philadelphia without a mint mark, it was expected that the ones made at the Denver Mint would carry a D. So, how did this error happen? Well, it's likely that a batch of pennies meant to be struck at the Denver Mint somehow made it out without the usual D mint mark, making them incredibly rare and valuable to collectors. And that's where the $1 million value comes into play. Now, let's talk about what makes this penny so valuable. If you find a 1975 penny without a mint mark in good condition, it could be worth anywhere from several $100s to several $1,000s. But in the right condition, with perfect features and a rarity that collectors covet, this penny could fetch a jaw-dropping price of up to $1 million. The key to this penny's value is its rarity. You see, only a small number of 1975 pennies were minted without a mint mark, and even fewer have survived in pristine condition. This makes them incredibly rare, and as any collector knows, rarity is one of the most important factors in determining a coin's value. Now that you know what makes this penny valuable, let's talk about how to identify one. First, you'll want to check your 1975 pennies carefully. Look for the absence of the mint mark. Normally, the D would be on the reverse side, just beneath the date. But in this case, you'll see a blank space instead. Next, inspect the overall condition of the coin. A mint condition coin will have sharp details, a clean surface, and minimal wear. The better the condition, the higher the potential value. If you find a 1975 no mint mark penny with minimal wear, you may have just discovered a hidden treasure. Of course, like with all rare coins, the value of a 1975 no mint mark penny depends on a few factors. The condition of the coin, the demand among collectors, and market trends all play a role in determining the final value. While these coins can range from a few $100s to $1 million, keep in mind that the most valuable examples are those in pristine, uncirculated condition. If you think you've got a rare 1975 no mint mark penny, it's always a good idea to get it professionally graded by a trusted coin grading service like PCGS or NGC. Grading experts will evaluate the condition of your coin and assign it a grade, which can significantly affect its value. Now, if you find that you have a rare 1975 no mint mark penny, you might be wondering how to sell it. There are several options, including auctions, online marketplaces like eBay, or working with a reputable coin dealer. If your coin is truly rare and in excellent condition, you might even want to consider selling it through a major auction house, where collectors are always looking for the next big find. Just remember, always do your research and consult with experts to get the best possible price for your coin. So, there you have it. The 1975 no mint mark Abraham Lincoln penny is more than just a piece of pocket change. It could be a one-in-a-million discovery that could make you a fortune. If you think you've got one, don't let it slip through your fingers. And if you found this video helpful, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and click the bell so you don't miss any more tips on rare coins and their hidden value. 1976 The Abraham Lincoln penny, a coin that's more than just a piece of history. It could change your life if you happen to find one. Stick around, because you won't want to miss this one. This little copper coin is what we're talking about today, the 1976 Lincoln penny. At first glance, it may look just like any other penny you've come across, but there's something special about it, and it's not just because of the year. So, what makes this coin so valuable? Let's dive in. First, let's talk about the basics of the 1976 penny. It was minted as part of the United States bicentennial celebrations, commemorating 200 years since the Declaration of Independence. Most of these coins were struck with the standard designs we're all familiar with, Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, with the words "In God We Trust," and the reverse featuring the Lincoln Memorial. But there's a catch. Host. It's all about the mint mark. The D you see on the 1976 penny means it was minted at the Denver Mint. And this is where things get interesting. So, why is this penny worth so much? Well, in 1976, the U.S. Mint produced a staggering amount of pennies, about 4.5 billion, to be exact. That's a lot of pennies. But here's where the rarity comes in. Most of these coins are incredibly common, and their value is barely over face value, just 1 cent. However, a small number of 1976 pennies were struck with an error. This is where the real treasure is. Certain 1976 Lincoln pennies were mistakenly minted with a very distinctive error. These coins are what we call double-die pennies, meaning the image of Lincoln and the details on the coin were struck twice, giving them a slight doubling effect. This error is rare, and the coins with it are incredibly sought after by collectors. Cut to a graphic showing a 1976 penny with a highlighted area showing the error. Now, if you're wondering how much these errors are worth, you're in for a big surprise. A 1976 Lincoln penny with this double-die error can be worth up to $1 million. Yes, a coin that originally cost just 1 cent could fetch a fortune if it's in the right condition and has the double-die error. Cut to footage of someone carefully inspecting a penny under a magnifying glass. These $1 million 1976 pennies are extremely rare, and finding one is like striking gold. The condition of the coin is also a huge factor. To fetch a price in the high six figures, the penny needs to be in mint state condition with clear, crisp details. Cut to a close-up shot of a 1976 penny, highlighting the error. Host. So, how can you tell if your 1976 penny is one of the rare double-die error coins? Well, look closely. The error is most noticeable in the date and the inscriptions on the coin. Specifically, check for any signs of doubling in the digits of 1976 and around the word Liberty and the motto "In God We Trust." The doubling should be subtle but clear under magnification. Here's an example. See how the 9 and 7 in the date appear to have a second outline? That's the kind of doubling you'll want to look for. If you spot this on your 1976 penny, you may have just found yourself a rare, valuable coin. Now, if you think you found a $1 million 1976 penny, your next step is to get it authenticated. It's crucial to have your coin professionally examined by an expert to confirm whether it's a genuine double-die error. Once authenticated, you can either sell it at auction, through a reputable coin dealer, or keep it in your collection and watch its value rise. Remember, finding an error coin like this is rare, but it's not impossible. With a little patience and a keen eye, you could discover a treasure worth much more than its face value. So, whether you're just starting out in the world of coin collecting or you're a seasoned pro, keep your eyes peeled for these rare coins. That 1970 60 penny in your pocket could be more valuable than you ever imagined. 1984 No Mint Mark Abraham Lincoln Penny. This seemingly ordinary penny has a fascinating story behind it, and it's worth up to $1 million. Let's take a closer look at how this coin became so valuable, and why collectors are willing to pay top dollar for it. The 1984 penny isn't rare in the traditional sense. After all, millions were minted that year. However, the 1984 No Mint Mark penny is a rare era coin that has caught the attention of collectors worldwide. But first, let's talk about the minting process. Every coin produced by the US Mint carries a mint mark, indicating which facility it was struck at. For most coins, this mark is located on the obverse, right near the date. The mint marks include letters like D for Denver and S for San Francisco. But in 1984, something went wrong. Some 1984 pennies were struck at the Philadelphia Mint, but they were supposed to have a mint mark. Unfortunately, during the production process, a small error occurred, and a number of pennies were struck without any mint mark at all. This is what makes the 1984 No Mint Mark penny so special. Now you might be wondering, how much is one of these error coins worth? Well, it all depends on the condition of the penny. A 1984 No Mint Mark penny in excellent condition can easily fetch hundreds of dollars. But if you're lucky enough to find one in pristine, uncirculated condition, the value can skyrocket. In recent auctions, the 1984 No Mint Mark penny has sold for thousands of dollars. But that's not the crazy part. If you manage to find one in perfect condition, you could be sitting on a coin worth up to $1 million. But why is this coin worth so much? The answer lies in its rarity and the historical significance of the error. Error coins are highly sought after because they represent a mistake in the minting process. The 1984 No Mint Mark penny is one of those rare instances that collectors go wild over, making it a prized addition to any collection. Finding one of these coins is like finding a hidden treasure. But if you think you might have one of these rare pennies, you'll want to be sure about its authenticity. Let's go over some key things to look for. First, take a good look at the date. The 1984 penny without a mint mark will have no D or S near the date. The absence of a mint mark is the primary identifier. If your penny doesn't have a mint mark, it's time to carefully inspect the coin for any signs of wear or damage. An uncirculated penny will have sharp details and no visible signs of wear. If you're unsure about the authenticity of your penny, it's a good idea to have it evaluated by a professional coin grader. They'll be able to tell you if it's the real deal and provide an accurate valuation. A certified coin in top condition could land you a significant payday. Now, what should you do if you find a 1984 No Mint Mark penny? It's important to keep the coin in good condition. Avoid cleaning it, as this can decrease its value. Store it in a safe place, like a protective coin holder or a secure bank box, until you're ready to sell or have it graded. So, whether you're looking to add to your collection or have stumbled upon a rare 1984 No Mint Mark penny, you could be holding on to something that's worth far more than you ever imagined. Remember, error coins like this one can make for an exciting and lucrative investment. Hey there, coin collectors and enthusiasts. Welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into a topic that has everyone buzzing, the 1968 D Lincoln 1-cent penny. You might think this is just another common coin from the late 1960s, but wait till you hear the shocking market value of this penny today. Is the 1968 D Lincoln penny really worth millions of dollars? Stick around to find out, as we explore the history, the potential for rare errors, and the current market value of this iconic coin. Let's jump right in. Before we talk about the value, let's take a quick look back at the history of this penny. The Lincoln 1-cent penny has been a staple of U.S. currency since 1909, celebrating the life and legacy of President Abraham Lincoln. The 1968 version, minted in Denver, hence the D mint mark, marks a significant point in the series history. In 1968, the United States was experiencing a turbulent time, with the Vietnam War at its height and major social changes taking place. The penny itself went through a major transformation in the 1950s and 60s, transitioning from a composition of mostly copper to a higher zinc content due to rising copper prices. In 1968, approximately 3,008,208,000 pennies were minted, which means the 1968 penny is not considered rare based on its production number. So, why does this seemingly ordinary coin attract so much attention? Let's get into that next. While most 1968 Lincoln pennies are worth just 1 cent, there are certain factors that can make this coin worth far more. And no, it's not magic, it's all about condition, rarity, and era coins. When it comes to coin value, condition is everything. A regular 1968 penny in average condition can be worth just its face value. However, if the coin is in mint condition, specifically graded as MS65 or higher by the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, NGC, or Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS, it can fetch significantly more. Mint condition coins are often worth anywhere from $1 to $5. Key factor era coins. Now, here's where things get interesting. Certain era coins from the 1968 penny series can be worth a small fortune. These eras could range from die breaks, double strikes, to off-center strikes. Some rare era versions of the 1968 penny have been known to sell for hundreds or even thousands of dollars at auction. For example, a double die obverse error could cause a dramatic price jump for the coin. This type of error happens when the coin is struck more than once by the die, causing the image of Abraham Lincoln to appear doubled. While finding a 1968 penny with a double die error is rare, it can increase the coin's value exponentially. But here's the million-dollar question. Could your 1968 Lincoln penny be worth $1 million? The answer is, not likely for most coins. However, it's important to remember that in the world of rare coin collecting, anything is possible. Some of the most coveted and valuable pennies have been sold for astronomical amounts, and with the right buyer and the right era, your 1968 penny could fetch a large amount. In 2022, a 1972 double die obverse penny sold for nearly $200,000 at auction. While this is a different year, it demonstrates just how valuable era coins can be. The 1968 may not reach this extreme level, but some rare era versions of the penny have sold for $10,000 to $25,000 or even more at auctions. To make $1 million coin, the 1968 would likely need to have a combination of factors: a significant error, an extremely low mintage, and impeccable condition. And let's not forget, the world of rare coins is all about the buyer's demand and market trends, which can fluctuate over time. So, what's the current market value of the 1968 Lincoln penny? As mentioned earlier, a regular uncirculated 1968 penny in mint condition can be worth anywhere from $1 to $5. That's pretty standard, but when you factor in era coins, the value can skyrocket. Here are a few examples. A 1968 Lincoln penny with a double die error could be worth anywhere from $200 to $1,000, depending on its condition and the severity of the error. Coins with a misaligned die, which causes the image to be off-center, can fetch between $50 to $500 again. Depending on condition. High-grade uncirculated examples can fetch up to $50 to $100. Or more if they're graded MS65 or higher. So while you're not likely to find $1 million 1968 penny just lying around in your change jar, there's still significant value for those who are willing to dig deep, study their coins, and look for those rare errors. If you think your 1968 penny might be more valuable than just a regular coin, here's how to identify potential rare ones. Check the details on Lincoln's face, especially his eyes, nose, and chin. Any doubling could indicate a rare error. If the design isn't aligned properly, your coin might be worth more. Tiny cracks in the die can cause raised lines or features that aren't typically on the coin. These are highly collectible. The higher the grade, the better. Use a magnifying glass to check for any damage or signs of wear. A coin with little to no wear could be worth much more. If you suspect you have a rare 1968 penny, consider sending it to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. They will assess the coin's authenticity, condition, and rarity, and assign it a grade.so. There you have it. The 1968 D. Lincoln penny, while not worth $1 million in most cases, can still be a valuable find if it has a rare error or is in pristine condition. Keep an eye out for those error coins, and always take good care of your collection. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more coin tips, tricks, and in-depth market analyses. If you've come across a 1968 D penny with an unusual feature, share it with us in the comments below. We'd love to hear about it.